All right, now what's your question? You know, the whole idea of the Ask Lou segment is for you to ask questions about what's going on at your home. Whether it's the sewers or the shingles or anything in between, you can go online right now to HouseSmartsTV.com and click on Ask Lou. We might read your question on the air and you'll get the answer. And I want you to remember three things. Always be smarter than the material you're working with. Always have fun when you're doing home improvement. And the third, most important thing to remember, never hold a nail for someone else. This question comes to us from our website, HouseSmartsTV.com. My daughter advised me that a woodpecker had opened a hole in her siding. It's approximately 2 inches by 3 inches in size. What do you recommend? Let me tell you something about woodpeckers. Once they decide that that's where they want to start digging for bugs, they're never going to go away unless you try this trick. Okay, first of all, let's go ahead and patch that hole with any kind of wood putty, really. You can find it at the hardware store, and you kind of put a little putty knife in there, let it dry, sand it, prime it, paint it, you're done. That's the easy part. This is a little bit more difficult part. I want you to go get some fishing line, invisible cord as they call it. Maybe you can see that. We'll show you what that looks like. I want you to take some nails on the side of the house where the woodpeckers are doing their business and crisscross a few times with the fishing line about 1 inch or 2 away from the side of the building. Now you won't see it, but the woodpeckers will. And the last thing they're going to want to do is get tangled up in that line. They're going to figure out they want to go somewhere else to dig for bugs instead of your daughter's house. Katie writes, please help. I have a water softener with no manufacturer's name on it and no information booklet. The water is too soft, almost slimy feeling. How do I adjust the amount of salt backwash to the system? I can read the dials, but don't know what they mean. One dial has numbers and gallons on it, and another part has times 100 on it. Well, Katie, I don't know what kind of softener you have either, but I'll try to help. Now, that slimy feeling is actually what the water softener is supposed to do, make it feel more comfortable when you're showering or using it to wash dishes. But if you want to turn it back a little bit, more than likely that dial has to do with when it regenerates and actually cycles through all the salt that you have in there. Remove some of those pins. You'll see that it has a spot where it turns and probably trips a little switch. And by lessening the amount of pins in there, it'll regenerate less, which means the water won't feel as slimy. This is the best advice I can give you without actually seeing the softener.
For more information, check out our website at HouseSmartsTV.com.